Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the best number 21B72T padlock. Here it is. Being a best piece of hardware, to me at least, it's synonymous with exceptionally high quality, fit and finish, high caliber of material. Best in class is my opinion. I don't do a lot of business with Best. And it's probably because of where this company is in terms of the greater food chain of the door and hardware industry, not doing primarily contract-based work, but we do enough of it where I'm very familiar with the product line and the small format principle, how to key the material, how it works, how to combinate, and I'm familiar with how exceptional their technical support department is. So let's dissect this part number. A 21B72, is this a T? Yeah, 72T padlock. We'll dissect this part number, but first let's go over the summary of it. This is a 21B, which means that the body is made of solid brass. That's a brass body. This is in a 626 finish. You can also order it in a 606 satin brass finish. The fact that it's a brass piece of a base material means you can really do anything to it, I suppose, from a plating perspective, but 626 or 606 would be your two options. This is 1 25/32 wide, so probably about 1 5/8 or so, 1 11/16. The height is 2 1/16. The thickness of the body is 13/16. Right on. Okay. The shackle locks at both heel and toe. The length of the shackle opening is measured from the top of the case to the underside of the shackle. Okay. This is, the shackle is made of either bronze or stainless steel. This is going to be stainless steel. I believe this is stainless steel. I'm going to go with bronze on this being bronze. The reason, well, let's check. Oh no, it's going to be, I'm quite sure it's going to be stainless steel. Because bronze would be thoroughly non-magnetic. Stainless steel will have a small amount of magnetism when it's been machined. So that would be stainless. This tells us that the diameter of the shackle is 5/16. And my caliper tells me 0.312, so spot on. 0.312. Then the width of the shackle is 7/8, width of the opening. So what that would mean is from the inside here to the inside here, it's going to be 7/8. And you know what? I'm going to stick a cylinder into this, but we can kind of see it down below. 7/8. I'll put a, oh no, we can do it here. Okay, my caliper tells me 0.865, so basically 7/8. Now, we scroll down, and forgive me, there are 4 links below this video: the cut sheet, the product brochure, the sell sheet, and the service manual. We're looking at the cut sheet. So a 21B tells us it's a brass body. We know that. The 7 in the part number means that this will take a 7-pin cylinder, but it will accept all Best cylinders. 6-pin, of course, and I have a 6-pin cylinder here. 5-pin Best cylinders also exist. I've never seen one, but I do know that they exist. I'm sure, certainly it will work. The next part number is a 2 after the 7, which tells us it's a 3/4 inch steel shackle. That's going to be stainless steel, not steel. 7/8, as we had talked about earlier. Pardon me, 3/4 inch is what we're dealing with. 3/4 inch. Okay? 3/4 inch. As you change that part number, you're going to get a different size shackle height. This is a key retain, so it's got a T in the part number. That means that when you have the cylinder installed into the lock, into the body of the padlock, you cannot remove the key when you are in the unlocked position. You can order it with an L, non-key retained. So you can take the key out in either locked or unlocked position. Key retained is pretty common. A chain option is listed there. Special stamping is listed there, and then other options are listed there as well. 606 we talked about. SH will give you a shroud, meaning it will cover up most of the shackle area. A weather cover is available. XSPL, cut-resistant shackle. You can do a red or a black anodized on the aluminum body, which would be a 22B. I skipped over the reference to the ASTM F883. That is an ASTM published document that defines all of the criteria by which padlocks are tested. Grade 6 is the highest grading for a padlock. That document may be easily available online. I know that it's a document that is to be purchased on the ASTM site. If you needed to see the criteria by which padlocks are tested, they describe the apparatus, they describe the drop test, they describe the physical, mechanical attempt to manipulate the padlock, a salt spray test as well. So all of that is detailed there in that document. It's not available here. And that's those are the certifications that these padlocks meet. Now, let's jump to the sell sheet. The sell sheet is basically the same document. Gives a bit more of a sales and marketing perspective when it talks about longer product life. We construct B-Series padlocks from the highest quality materials to make them corrosion resistant for the longest product life. Additional options such as weather covers offer additional protection to extend the life of the lock. Certainly. Ongoing flexibility. Best's interchangeable small format interchangeable core standard allows each B-Series padlock to be keyed into an existing key system.
Okay, I found this on the web for padlock to be keyed into an existing. Check it out.
They're listening. Rekeyed with minimal cost and scale to accommodate future needs, etc. So all the other sales and marketing data is certainly there and available for you to review. Durable construction, most certainly. 3-year mechanical warranty. There's also a link to the full product catalog, which will show all things Best Padlock related below this video, and I would refer you to that if you wanted to see other options. The service manual is, I think, the hallmark of the product line, meaning as you scroll through the service manual, you are going to see, it's titled Component Replacement. You're going to immediately see an exploded diagram of the 21B, showing you that it's a pretty simple mechanism. They do show the chain option that's there. This is not drilled for a chain option at all. Shackle spring, throw member, cam plug, your ball bearings are all listed there. The base part numbers for a bill of materials will also be listed there as well. That will allow you to get into purchasing just the subcomponents for the padlocks, which leads us into the section of the service manual that is called Disassembling and Assembling Padlocks. I can't do one on this video because I don't have the tool to do it. And to take a padlock apart without the right tool it's just a chore. So I've done it on other padlocks. Yale I've done it on. But you're sticking 2 wrong tools down into the throat, and there's a disassembly tool that if you're going to service your padlocks, you'll certainly want to have. The disassembly options basically will allow you to, of course, thoroughly maintain, clean your padlock. These padlocks last decades. Replace the parts, a shackle spring, a throw member. The throw member is not going to require the disassembly tool, but we do sell the throw members. People do convert their padlocks from key retaining to non-key retaining, and they do so on function conversion. Okay, you can see how that item, which I have here, you can tell that this is the key retained option just based on what it looks like down here on the end. Okay. They talk about the actual steps to disassemble the lock. What I don't know is what is this hole that's on the bottom. Sticking a tool in there is only going to get you contact with the bottom of the shackle, and that's where the shackle spring is down here as well. And I'm going to find out what that hole is for. I'll contact Best and ask them. That could be an access point for lubrication, maybe. I don't know. It could be a weep hole as well, I suppose. It could be a hole that's necessary during the initial manufacturing of the padlock. I'm guessing, and I will contact them and find out. We have a 6-pin cylinder here, and so we need that spacer, because if we don't have the spacer, the throw member is literally going to slop inside of the padlock body to the point where if you were holding it upside down, it would work, most likely. If you're holding it in the proper orientation, the throw member will fall down and not engage. They call it the cam, the locking cam assembly, right? That needs to be fully engaged for that to work. So I've got it installed into a 6-pin core. Okay. As we said earlier, key retaining. I can't pull that key out with it in the unlocked position. Control key, obviously. Going to allow you to remove all of that. Okay. So that document is super handy, because if you're buying this padlock, you are very likely going to be very interested to maintain it in the long-term installation. And that covers all 4 documents that we have. An interesting side note, Frank Best, in about 1921, I don't remember the exact year, I think that's when it was, patented the small format interchangeable core concept. Frank Best invented it. I don't know what his inspirations would have been. In that time, at that time period, there were certainly a lot of very substantial manufacturers of locks that are very much still in business today. Your Schlage, your Yale, your Corbin, your Russell and Irwin, Sargent. These are people that were literally on the leading edge of the development of the mechanical lock itself. Walter Schlage at the same time invented the cylindrical lock as we know it today. It was Yale who invented the pin tumbler cylinder several decades before the small format. Corbin had their master ring that was patented in about 1889, and I first saw it in it was for sure in their 1905 catalog. I don't know if it was in an earlier catalog. I just don't remember. But the master ring cylinder is interesting because that has 2 shear lines, like a small format cylinder does. So I wonder, Frank Best was obviously a genius, and I know that his family was directly involved in the business for many, many decades. I wonder what his inspirations were in terms of a dual shear line to get that locking plug retracted back so that you can insert and remove. I wonder what the thinking was to say, hey, if I've got this small format, I've got this lock cylinder idea that has 2 shear lines. The upper shear line I can control with a special key. Let's call it the control key. And I can insert and remove that plug now. The ability to be able to instantaneously, all but instantaneously, change the access, the privilege to that keyed lock via removing and inserting a new core, obviously was a need in the marketplace. And 100 years later is likely as strong of a concept as it ever has been. The ability to revoke or change rights over a lock right now. These small format cores are not only duplicated, cloned and duplicated by countless people over decades, but even in today's industry, every manufacturer makes a small format compatible option. So if you wanted to do a lock by someone else, a sister company to Best would be Dorma. So if you wanted to do Dorma locks and have them take small format Best cores, you can do that. Well, that goes for everybody. Everybody's going to allow you to run your small format into their lock, and that's a testament to how powerful the small format concept is 100 years later. But I will tell you that I don't believe the small format core would be as successful today, a century later, without the absolute stellar technical support department at best. These folks respond to my technical questions every time, without exception, thoroughly and professionally. When I say that I'm going to find out what that is, I'm going to only have to ask them one time, and they will absolutely respond. Without that, they obviously have that part figured out. We've got an idea that everybody in the world has copied, okay? But what makes us special? We're not cheapest, okay? What's going to keep us going? And that technical support is what separates them from all of the people that have cloned their product over the decades. Anyway, just my little speech on the caliber of technical support from Best, because it matters. It's important, and they understand that multifold. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Best products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Best? This is their part number 21B72T, a key retaining brass body padlock, or any other Best product. Please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.